Greetings, everybody. I'm Mr. Wildcat and hope you all having a wonderful day today. Today, I'm probably better known as Mr. Buffalo Bill. No, not the Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I'm talking about Buffalo Bill as in Buffalo Bills and the NFL team and a Bills fan. Yes, Mr. Wildcat is originally from Buffalo, New York. He grew up as a Bills fan and does not regret it one bit, despite all the setbacks that we've suffered through all the years. Anyway, we are here today. So those of you guys who have been watching my channel recently, you probably have noticed that Pingu has been taking a road trip across America, and one of the places that we recently stopped at was Buffalo, New York. So of course we had to see all the sightseeing, the Erie Canal, Old Fort Niagara, the Maid of the Mist, and the Rainbow Bridge, and Niagara Falls. And of course, we went to a Buffalo Bills game and a Buffalo Sabres hockey game and everything in between. And of course, the one thing that Buffalo is known for, it's food. Pasta, pizza, chicken wings, Salem's hot dogs, fish fries, beef on Weck, just to name a few. These are the foods that best define New York, or my native Western New York, that is. And today we're going to be reviewing some of those foods. So how does a guy from Tucson, Arizona, 2,500 miles away, get his hands on some of that food? Well, one of the most famous restaurants that came out of Buffalo they just opened up a location right out here in Tucson, Arizona. It's called Anchor Bar. For those of you who need an introduction to it, Anchor Bar is a bar and restaurant in Buffalo, New York, located north of downtown Buffalo at the intersection of Main and North Streets. The restaurant was initially established in 1935. It is most famous for claiming to be the birthplace of spicy chicken wings, known outside the Buffalo area as buffalo wings. That's why we call them buffalo wings, might we add. Beginning in 2012, additional locations of the Anchor Bar began opening up in the greater Buffalo area as well as other cities. As of 2026, there are 18 locations in operation. Okay, so you got a handful of locations. You have the original one in Buffalo. You have one at the Buffalo Airport. You have one in Amherst, one at the Darien Lake Theme Park to the east of Buffalo. There's one in Niagara Falls and one in Williamsville. Arizona just recently opened a location not long ago here in Tucson, and we're the only ones in Arizona, might we add. Loveland, Colorado also has a location too. Kennesaw, Georgia. Oswego, Illinois. Frederick, Maryland. Raleigh, North Carolina. Leesburg, Virginia. And 4 locations in Texas: Frisco, Round Rock, San Antonio, and Schertz. Okay? So, let's briefly talk about how the Buffalo Wings originated, what we had. On March 4th, 1964, Dominic Bellissimo, and please forgive me if I butchered that name, he was tending bar. Later that evening, a group of Bellissimo's friends arrived at the bar. He asked his mother, Teresa, to prepare something for his friends to eat. With little food left, Teresa took some chicken wings, which were normally used for soups and thrown out. They got deep fried and flavored with a mixture of butter, cayenne pepper, and other ingredients on them. She brought out some celery and blue cheese for dipping as hors d'oeuvres. The wings were initially offered free of charge. Authentic buffalo wings are never battered. They are not grilled, but only deep fried and slightly crispy. The sauce is added after the wing has been cooked. Wings, as they are called in Buffalo, are traditionally served with chunky blue cheese, dressing, and celery. Fresh cut carrots are often served as well. Today, Anchor Bar sauces are sold in the United States at Tops Friendly Markets and Wegmans, as well as in Canada at Sobeys and Metro stores. In 2007, Iron Chef and Food Network personality Bobby Flay appeared at the Anchor Bar for a Buffalo Wing throwdown with the self-proclaimed Wing King Drew Sarissa. Okay? So, now that we got a little bit of background, let's take a look at some of the food, shall we? Now, look at the menu. I wanted a whole bunch of stuff on the menu, of course, but of course, if I wanted up ordering everything on the menu that I personally wanted to try for this review, it would have literally cost me well over $100. And that's not in my budget, might we add. So we had to stay within budget. We have 3 different foods we're going to try out today. We were able to stay under $60, by the way. Okay. There's 3 different foods we're going to try, and believe me, when we do have an opportunity down the road, I will be trying out some additional foods, and might we add some additional pizzas, might we add. Okay. So for each thing that we're going to try, I'm going to give a rating based on how well it tasted and how well they were able to match the taste of my native Western New York. They're going to rank anywhere from 1 being the worst, all the way to 5 being Hall of Fame. Same type of rating system that we used for when I was reviewing episodes of Married Children. Same system that the Married Children podcast used when they reviewed episodes of Married Children, and the same rating that I wound up using for my movie reviews, and most recently, Hamlet 2. And speaking of which, no, Ricky, Vegemite is not on the menu today. So put that shit away and stop having everybody try it. We're going to save the pizza for last. And of course, I don't know what's in this. I'm just put the first thing on the top of the bag. These are either the wings or the beef. So we're doing the traditional Anchor Bar wings. We're doing a beef on Weck sandwich. And then we're also doing a special pizza, which we'll explain in a little bit. Okay. So let's take a look. What's the first item on today's menu? If I can get this bad boy to open up. It's the beef on Weck sandwich. Na 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 na. Oh, and look, it comes with a side order of fries. French fries. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in food heaven. So do forgive me if I'm wind up having a food or. So do forgive me if I wind up having a food orgasm, or is what Jim Carrey would say in Batman Forever, joygasm. All right. So let's give you an idea of what beef on Weck is all about. All right. If I can get to my notes here. Beef on Weck is a sandwich that is primarily found in Western New York, particularly in the city of Buffalo. It is made with roast beef on a kumu Weck roll. The roll that is topped with kosher salt and caraway seeds. The meat on the sandwich is traditionally served rare, thin cut, and the top bun getting a dip in a juice sauce and spread with horseradish. The beef and Weck sandwich, along with buffalo wings and sponge candy, is one of 3 best-known specialty foods of Buffalo. Okay? I'm from Buffalo. I've never heard of sponge candy. Somebody fill me in on that, please. But anyway, first, the French fries. Okay? quite a good amount of salt. Okay, they do got a lot of salt on them. So, and I didn't. Okay, but they did a good job on the actual fries. Okay, now for the actual roast beef. Now, one thing, the roll itself is not a traditional roll that we would use in my family's house. We would use either a regular Kaiser roll, or we would use rolls that have little seeds all over the place. But I do got to give them credit for trying to be creative here. Okay. The roast beef is really good. The bun, on the other hand, a little salty. And when I look at it now, they put a little too much salt on the top of the bun. Not something we would normally do, or at least in my house, we didn't. But then, of course, there's the juice. Okay. By the way, Mr. Wildcat just wound up getting a brand new laptop recently, so he's got to be very, very careful what he has around it, because the last one got destroyed with an open beverage around. Okay, dip it inside. Ooh, look at that, man! Look at that. The juice, perfect. Okay, makes you want to dip it in. Okay. Well done, guys. Excuse me 1 second. Yay. So overall, for the beef on Weck, the roast beef is really good. Matches perfectly with the roast beef we used back in New York. The roll, on the other hand, not as okay, it's the same shape, but it's not the same kind of roll that we use. It doesn't have they put too much salt on it, might we add. So, and the fries takes me right home. Okay. So, well played. So overall, what would I give my score on the beef of Weck? Normally, I would love to give this a 5 out of 5. But that roll, which plays an integral part of the sandwich, is not up to my expectations. So, with that being said, the beef on Weck from Anchor Bar, 4 out of 5. 4 inches is fine. Thank you, Robin Quivers. Okay. And don't worry, Anchor Bar, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Okay. So that's it. Okay. Let me put this away so we can move on to our next plate. And believe me, I know what this is, and it's going to get messy. So be prepared. Probably the most important thing of the whole video here. We are doing Anchor Bar chicken wings in a medium sauce. Now, of course, okay, it's a medium sauce. Normally, buffalo wings, especially those from Buffalo, they're usually served with blue cheese. Mr. Wildcat's not a fan of blue cheese. Okay. So he's going to use ranch. And look, we got the celery, just like it usually comes with. Okay. Why does it come with celery, you might add? To help cool, because the wings are going to get spicy. And the celery is basically put in there to help cool your palate. Okay. We ordered the smallest thing here, which there's 10 of them here. So, and of course, Mr. Wildcat, okay, he really has to try these. Okay. So, yeah, they look a little dry, but you know what? It's because they have been in the sauce, and there's still sauce on it. And guess what? It smells awesome. But then, of course, you know what Elvin Lund on MasterChef Canada always says: taste is king. So let's see if Anchor Bar meets up to the expectation. Not as spicy as I would have thought it was going to be. Not bad. I cannot tell you, my friends, how long it has been to get that taste in your. You put one bite into it, and it takes you back home. It's been 26 years since I've had any of these, and it literally takes me back home. Okay. You know, the celery does the job. Even though Mr. Wildcat's not a big fan of celery, and it's nothing but just water, my friends. Um, it does the job that it's supposed to do. Okay. Now, of course, I didn't put any ranch on it because I didn't want to get my workstation or my computer all messed up. So, but I will be using it once we're off the air. So, so how does the buffalo wing side up? Completely meets my expectation. Okay. Yes, there are a few places around the Phoenix area that come close, like Famous Ray's in Peoria, place where my parents always go to. Probably the closest that we've ever come to the real thing. This right here will meet up with Famous Ray's or even beat it any day of the week. Very good. And of course, um, I can't penalize the celery. Like, even though I'm not a fan of the celery, it's supposed to be there. I'm not basically here to judge based on my opinion, but I'm here to basically match how it's supposed to be in New York. I do wish there was some carrots, though. I'd eat them up in a heartbeat. Okay, but the buffalo wing, the signature item of Anchor Bar, no question in my mind. 5 out of 5. Good job, Anchor Bar. So, the last item we're going to try is a pizza. Now, of course, when I was looking at the pizzas and stuff they had to offer, oh my, there's quite a few. Okay, you can basically build any type of pizza you want, but then they have quite a bunch of signature pizzas. Okay. When I was looking at these, they have, so some of their signature pizzas, they have the small cup and char pepperoni pizza, which is basically cup and char pepperoni on top of a pizza. You have the cheese pizza with mozzarella. You have your supreme pizza with all the sausage, the peppers, pepperoni, onions, mushrooms, mozzarella cheese, and of course, Anchor Bar's homemade pizza sauce. And then, of course, you have the all meat pizza, the mozzarella, um, topped with charred pepperoni, bacon, and sausage. Then you have the white pizza, olive oil, garlic, tomatoes, onions, Parmesan, and mozzarella cheese. But then, of course, there's one pizza that really caught my eye. Something that I had never seen before and something that I really had to try. And that is the buffalo wing pizza. Dun dun dun. Which is in here. All right. Let you see this. First time I'm seeing this myself, my friends. Ooh. Oh. All right. So, what's on the buffalo wing pizza, you might add? It's basically Anchor Bar blue cheese sauce, mozzarella cheese, grilled chicken, tossed in our Anchor Bar medium wing sauce, sprinkled with blue cheese crumbles, and drizzled with our original medium Anchor Bar sauce. Okay. This is a small pizza too, by the way. Okay. $19.99. So yeah. May I have a piece? Please. And whatever ranch sauce from my wings I don't use for the wings, we're going to put this in with the buffalo wing pizza. So, it kind of looks like a breakfast pizza, but there's no eggs on this. Okay. It smells good. But then, of course, once again, you know what Alvin Lund says, taste is keen. Enjoy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. It's very crunchy. You can taste that. You can taste that blue cheese that's on there. And you do not have to hate blue cheese to like this pizza. Okay. So they did a really good job. I'm really proud of Anchor Bar. They got creative. Okay. It's next time I have to try the pepperoni pizza. Okay. And compare that to what we've actually tasted. But can't actually compare this to pizzas out in New York, but I can definitely tell you. Um, okay. It's a very cool concept, but of course it does not match the same type of the same type of pizza that I'm used to eating back in New York. The closest that we that I would come to, Famous Ray's in Peoria and Sardella's. There's locations throughout the entire Phoenix metro. I know Sardella's came out of Buffalo as well. Famous Ray's, not 100% on that, but those two probably come the closest to the actual pizza taste and stuff. This one right here, I do. Okay, the crust in itself is not, or like, not the best type of, not the best pizza um, texture or the pizza taste that I'm used to. And of course, out down here in Tucson, um, you have Brooklyn Pizza on 4th Avenue, and you have Grandma Tony's that are, there's 3 locations scattered throughout the Tucson metro. Those are probably probably the best ones. Anchor Bar is in that top tier. Because at the very least, I would prefer Anchor Bar pizza over Pizza Hut or Domino's or Papa John's any day of the week. Okay? So what kind of score do I give for the buffalo wing pizza? Uh, Even though it does not have the texture, it does have the taste, and its creativeness does meet up to par. I am going to give, okay, so I am going to be very lenient on the buffalo wing pizza, which will give it a 4 out of 5. Okay. 4 is not bad. Okay. So to recap, the 3 items from Anchor Bar that we reviewed today: the beef on Weck, which the roast beef and the juice and the fries were on par, but the bun was too salty and it did not match what we usually have back in New York. So that was the one downside. It got a 4 out of 5. The wings, on the other hand, met on par, even though I was not happy with the celery, would have preferred carrots. It did its job. 5 out of 5 for the Anchor Bar wings. And the buffalo wing pizza, very clever concept, except I've had better pizzas than this. But I would not mind having the buffalo wing pizza again. In fact, if I was to introduce friends or coworkers to a taste of West New York, Anchor Bar is where I'm going, because that's where everything originally came from. So I give the buffalo wing pizza a 4 out of 5. Good job. Some of the one dish that we did not have the opportunity to try because I was out of money, or it was not in my budget, was the fish fry. Fish fry is a ritual in West New York, especially during Lent. On Fridays during Lent, everybody serves a fish fry, ranging from the firehouses to the churches and the schools, and nearly every single restaurant is serving a fish fry one way or another, okay? Because you can't eat meat. Western New York, especially the area that I lived in, very religious. So they take these very seriously, okay? Sometimes we would order fish fry. Other times we would order a cheese pizza in order to get around Lent. So the next time that we do an Anchor Bar review, not only will I be trying the fish fry, but I'll also be doing the pepperoni pizza. And if there's any other dishes from Anchor Bar that you would like Mr. Wildcat to try out, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. And while you're there, don't be afraid to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Okay? Until the next time we meet, Mr. Wildcat here, reminding you all to be good, be careful, and behave. Go Bills!